So it goes without saying that the Montreal Canadiens had themselves a plan. They wanted Michael Hage to sign with them out of the NCAA in the 2026 season. They wanted Michael Hage to take a top 6 spot in the lineup heading into what was inevitably the Canadiens' third-round appearance against Carolina. The idea was Hage would be an addition to the team, a double point-per-game guy from the World Juniors, a way-over point-per-game guy at the Wolverines system. As a 19-year-old, Hage was going to provide a really good boost down the middle in the Canadiens' second line. But he said no. He said, actually, I don't really want to sign with Montreal just yet. I want to go back. I want to play with my brother. I want to win a national championship. I've got unfinished business with the Wolverines. Now, whether or not Michael Hage is actually going to be able to play with his brother, that's already been disputed. I don't think it's going to happen. But with names like Landon Dupont suiting up with the Wolverines this upcoming season, JP Hurlburt is looking to take a pretty big step. Jack Nesbitt is obviously noteworthy, and then all the other NHL drafted prospects, including Jack Ivankovic. There's a lot of reason to believe in the Wolverines year by year, especially with this upcoming season, potentially housing both Hage and Dupont. The Habs are going to have to wait for their second first-round pick from 2024 to make his NHL debut. But what if I told you the latest out of Jeff Marek indicates that the Canadiens might not actually be all too patient? Take a look at this piece published by Raphael Simard. Turns out, the Montreal Canadiens are apparently still trying to sign Michael Hage. It's already the beginning of August, and Kent Hughes is not putting that phone down. He wants this guy to come in. He wants this guy to be a second-line center. And according to Jeff Marek's report on the sheet, it seems like maybe Kent Hughes is still in the business of doing that. This article will be linked in the description. It talks about how the Canadiens are still looking for their second-line center. Will this be done through a trade, or will Kent Hughes find a solution internally? Because if we believe Jeff Marek, the possibility of Hage starting the season in Montreal isn't completely dead. The Canadiens are still trying to sign him. That's what he stated on his podcast. Marek said this: "I still believe that the Canadiens are trying to sign Michael Hage at Michigan, but we'll see." That was from last Friday, and I guess, there isn't really much going on in the news, so this is what makes headlines these days. I mean, this tweet has 100,000 views, so already there is a pretty good amount of eyes that saw it. It's pretty clear Michael Hage is pulling a Cutter Gauthier. I also wouldn't want to play for a crappy team like the Canadiens. Yeah, okay, least obvious troll attempt here by J Money with a Philadelphia Flyers profile picture. Michael Hage seems like bad vibes. Honestly, I see why you say that, but at the same time, it's like, if the goal really is to win, this upcoming Michigan squad is the team to go out there and win with. I mean, just the addition of Landon Dupont alone is incredible. And then you think about what Michael Hage is going to be able to do. I mean, he had 52 points in 39 games this most recent season. That's already like one of the best players in the league type material. And he's going to get better? Are you telling me that this 52-point campaign, which had him top 5 in NCAA points, saw Hage play mostly as a 19-year-old? I mean, there are a number of ways to think about Michigan, and Michael Hage, clearly he is thinking about them as a winner. Much to the behest of the Montreal Canadiens, who want to bring him over as soon as they possibly can. Perhaps now that his brother is no longer going to play in Michigan, maybe that will tip the scales. Is it a question of money, or does Hage really want to play at the university this season? In the Sheet podcast episode, Merrick also spoke about Dylan Larkin, and he wonders if Montreal and Boston and Philadelphia and Seattle could be a good destination for him. Obviously, the Panthers, Stars, Golden Knights, and Hurricanes are leading the race, but nothing seems to be happening. Leading the race? Or they're the only teams that Larkin would be okay with getting traded to? Who really knows? It's true that with the absence of the CEO, from Detroit's perspective, it's difficult to move things forward. Simon Edvinsson is still waiting for his contract. The other problem with the Larkin situation is that the teams in the running already have a top center. They would therefore be willing to pay the price for a backup center, but Detroit wants a return worthy of a top center. Regardless, either Hage or Larkin would be a big addition for the Canadiens. Currently, Alex Newhook and Jake Evans are the two favorites for that position. Now, this was also posted on the Habs sub, asking whether or not it's true. Are the Canadiens still trying to sign Michael Hage and bring him out of Michigan? I mean, why the hell not? Hughes' language was clear about wanting him, but respecting Hage's decision. You can't blame him for trying. Why would they? Chapter No 3428 said, unless he's playing in the NHL, he gets better facilities and good competition in the Big Ten. It would mostly be for the Canadiens to have more control over his development, and also the fact that I think it's fair to say Hage could be a legitimately good NHL player now. We saw what the Canadiens did last season. They made the third gosh darn round. Now, sure, they didn't really stand a candle against the inevitable Stanley Cup champion Carolina Hurricanes team, but if you imagine the upward progression of guys on the team, how everybody's getting better, how everybody is cultivating this winning team, when you have a player who has that ceiling that Michael Hage has and who has the current skill set that Hage has displayed at the World Juniors and the NCAA level, you want this guy to play for you. As soon as he is available and as soon as he is willing to sign that contract, you want him to come over. It's true that Merrick talked about it. That's where the truth starts and ends. I find this hard to believe, Pineapple on Pizza 35 said. It seemed to me the organization was being respectful towards Hage's decision. Gordon and Hughes did say there was still a lot of time for Hage to change his mind until the start of the season. To me, that says that they publicly stand behind him and respect his decision, but that privately they're still trying to convince him to turn pro. It doesn't make sense for a player as good as Hage to play his draft plus 3 in the NCAA. Imagine lifting the same weight on the bench press for 3 years in a row. At first it's helpful, but at some point you need to increase the weight if you want to get stronger. They've said they've supported him publicly a number of times, but I, Jones said, have also heard a more hesitant and practiced version from Gordon about doing what's best for the player with some, we'd like him to come and push his limits a bit, undertone, without actually saying it. But all the public stuff seems to be we're leaving the decision up to Hage and supporting whatever he chooses. I'd like him to make the jump. He seems to be dominating where he's at. I'm not sure he needs another year of that, but whatever. We're waiting on Joravsky for a year anyway, so what are the odds if both arrive at the same time? Now, there are some people responding to that too. User69AB said no, Hage wasn't dominating, quote-unquote. From what I understand, his face-offs need work, even at the collegiate level. He was also sheltered last year and would not be on the ice, for example, in the final minutes of a tight game. He wants to go back to bulk up, be the true number 1C, and there's no way he starts the season in Montreal. So with all that said, you can let me know your thoughts in the comments section. How do you feel about Merrick's report that the Habs are still trying to sign Michael Hage? They just want this gosh darn guy to be an option for them. It would make things so much easier, wouldn't it? They don't have to go after Dylan Larkin now. Yeah, they've got Hage. If Michael Hage can take this level of production and even do half of it at the National Hockey League level next year, whilst providing some really nice chemistry with Demidov, you don't care about Dylan Larkin anymore, right? So you can let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Hage, yay or nay. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.